So moving on, I also want to talk about video styles. I'm not going to go into so many examples of this. It's just really to talk about the types of look and feel of video. So we've got live video, screen capture videos. We've got the videos that are mainly just text appearing on the screen. We've also got a lot of videos that are mainly just images moving around the screen. Or we've got the more sort of in-depth presentation style video. Let's drill down into each of these a bit more. Live video is interesting because it can be really easy to do, but it can be very hard to do it well. If you're listening to this, you've got an interesting video, you might already have something like a flip cam or an iPhone with an HD video camera built into it. So you know that you can point this at yourself and you can say, hey, I've just seen this great website, go to www.greatwebsite.com and have a look at it. You know you can do that. But if you've got that sort of shaky, grainy, not very well lit footage, you also know that not a lot of people are going to watch it and are going to follow through and take the action. So really, you need to have good equipment, but by saying this, I don't mean that you need to have a professional level equipment. So you don't need to be going out and spending tens of thousands of dollars on professional HD video cameras. I use Kodak ZI-8 or ZI-8 for my friends across the pond. And this is an HD video camera. And it's great. If I use this video camera outdoors on a nice sunny day, you won't be able to tell the difference between that and a professional $20,000 camera. However, if I bring this same camera into my living room, just as the sun's starting to set, I'll get footage that's unusable. It simply can't cope with it. One of the reasons that I shot that testimonial video for Video Boss in my kitchen was simply because there was a lot of light streaming through the window that day. And that was the best place for me to be to get a good quality picture with the ZI-8. So lighting is critical when you're doing live video. And to be honest, really doing this justice is beyond the scope of this initial introductory course. But certainly something to think about if you do want to include any live video in any of your any of the videos that you create, is to just think about the lighting. Don't leave it as an afterthought. Don't suddenly shoot something and find out that actually your face was in shadow. Okay, so just give some thought to where the light is coming from so that you're getting some depth. You want some shadow on your face. So if the light's coming from sort of 45 degrees through a window, you'll get some shadows on your face which is enough to give depth, but not enough to make your face look dark. If you're going to be doing something that's fully indoors, you might want to think about some sort of lighting equipment. And again, $100, $200 is all you really need to be spending. In fact, you can even go down to your local hardware store and get some of these 500-watt halogen spotlights, and they can do a good enough job for a marketing video. We then look at screen capture, and there's lots of different types of screen capture. There's the presentation. So on a PC you'd be looking at PowerPoint, or on a Mac you'd be looking at Keynote. It could also be demonstrations. So we looked at earlier at the different types of demonstration videos that can be created. All of these are created using some form of screen capture. And we will be looking at one of the weeks in the future. We'll be going in depth at the different ways that you can actually achieve the screen capture. Or probably the easiest way is a webinar. Now I'm recording everything that I'm doing tonight. This is a live webinar, but at the end of this I will have video content that I can use that will go on to create this Evergreen Internet Video 101 training course. So we then start looking at what I call the mostly text videos. These are really, really simple to create because all you've got is a few words appearing on the screen. They can have huge impact because people are only looking at the words and listening to your voice. There is a caveat to that. It can have huge impact if the words carry weight. Okay? If you're talking nonsense, you can have the best video ever. If you're talking nonsense, it's not going to have any impact. The great thing about it, and one of the things that I really like, is it looks very, very clean on a web page. So you've got black text appearing on a white background. If you've got a white web page, these words just appear to be just appearing in the middle of the web page. And it can be very powerful because of the fact that it's so clean. If you look at a marketer like Telman Knudsen, he uses this in almost every video that he does. It's predominantly words coming up, black text on a white background, with the occasional video thrown in just for a little bit of emphasis. We can also flip this around completely the other way and look at mostly images. This can be quite interesting because in a mostly image video, we even tend to take the voice away and we let music build the mood and music engage people. But we can start to introduce movement, so we can have a photograph but have it scrolling across the screen slightly, or we can have it zooming in or zooming out. It just adds a little bit of interest, and because of the movement, people get drawn into it. They become very, very visually appealing. You can have extremely high quality photographs in there, which people would be drawn to anyway if it was just a static picture. But then you start moving it. And by doing this, you start playing on the emotions of the viewer. Might be that you're showing a picture of a beautiful beach at sunset, and you just start zooming in towards it, and people start feeling that they're being drawn into the video and they're being drawn down towards that seashore. And if you've got some nice gentle music playing there, you just pop up the odd word over the top of it which says, "Imagine if you could be here." You start really getting all the emotions working together. And there are some tools available to make this really, really easy. And in a couple of weeks' time, this is where we're going to actually get started using one of these tools so we can produce these mostly image-based videos. Then obviously there's presentations. Now, I'm running a presentation tonight. It's the way that I'm most familiar with. It's the way I'm most comfortable with. And it works for me. And I do the majority of my marketing videos, my sales videos now, through presentation format. Now I work with a PC, so I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint. If you're on a Mac, you've got the benefit of being able to use Keynote, which apart from only being a fraction of the price of PowerPoint, it's also incredibly more powerful. You can do some amazing things with Keynote. And quite honestly, when I get to the point of wanting to replace my PC, I'll be moving Mac just so I can use Keynote in all of my videos. Now, if you don't want to spend any money, you can also go to OpenOffice, which has a presentation software with it called Impress. It's completely free. I have to say, it really isn't as powerful as PowerPoint or Keynote, but you know, it does the job. There are also some quite interesting online tools. One of the best ones is Prezi. And I want to just show you their demonstration video just so you can see the type of things you can do with this, because it's a slightly different concept on delivering a presentation.
You make presentations to share ideas, showcase work, or even to persuade your audience to do something. But what used to be a great opportunity has turned into a dreadful experience for you and your audience. The reason? Boring presentation.
So what you can see here is a Prezi presentation is actually one big overview presentation. And it has video tools where you move around and you can actually see things, and you can, as you can see, you can then enhance it all and you can arrange it all together, but you've got this big canvas. And instead of just moving from one slide to another and having text just flying in all the same way, you've got this movement all the time. If you remember, the movement really, really adds to the engagement factor.